Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Global news reports that the United States is set to withdraw approximately 5,000 troops from Germany over the next 6 to 12 months, according to the Pentagon. This decision comes amid an ongoing feud between U.S. President Donald Trump and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Chancellor Merz recently criticized the U.S. strategy in its war against Iran, stating that the U.S. was being humiliated by the Iranian leadership due to a perceived lack of strategy. Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell issued a statement clarifying that the withdrawal follows a thorough review of the department's force posture in Europe and is in recognition of theater requirements and conditions on the ground. The planned reduction represents 14% of the 36,000 American service members currently stationed in Germany, which host critical U.S. military facilities like Ramstein Air Base. This mirrors a similar threat made by Trump during his first term, which was later halted by President Joe Biden. Russian forces launched hundreds of drones and dozens of ballistic and cruise missiles in a prolonged aerial barrage across Ukraine, killing at least 16 people and wounding over 100, Global News reports. This was the biggest attack in almost 2 weeks, primarily targeting civilian areas. Kyiv saw at least 4 deaths, including a 12-year-old, and damage to apartment buildings, homes, a hotel, and a shopping mall. The southern port city of Odessa reported 9 fatalities, while the Dnipro region had 3 and Zaporizhzhia 1. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy is actively seeking more advanced air defense systems, such as U.S. Patriot batteries, from allies. He also urged the swift release of a €90 billion loan from the European Union, currently blocked by Hungary, and criticized a U.S. temporary waiver on Russian oil sanctions. Russia's defense ministry stated these attacks were in retaliation for Ukrainian strikes deep inside Russian territory, which included hitting oil refineries. Meanwhile, Ukrainian strikes in Russia's Krasnodar region reportedly killed a 14-year-old girl and a woman in the Black Sea port of Tuapse. OPEC has announced a modest, largely symbolic increase in oil output for June, adding 188,000 barrels per day. This decision comes amid disruptions to Gulf supplies through the Strait of Hormuz due to the ongoing U.S.-Israel war on Iran. The 7 participating countries, including Saudi Arabia, aim to signal a return to normal operations once the conflict ceases, and to maintain a business-as-usual approach despite the UAE's recent withdrawal from the group. However, the actual impact on global supply remains limited until shipping through the Strait of Hormuz fully normalizes, a process expected to take weeks or months. The disruption has already driven oil prices to a 4-year high, with analysts predicting further inflation and potential jet fuel shortages. According to Al Jazeera, Israel's Ministry of Defense has given final approval for a multi-billion-dollar deal to acquire 2 new combat squadrons of advanced F-35 and F-7 sided Mitide use from Great Onten, God Boyne and the Wall. This significant procurement is part of a larger 350 billion shekel, 119 billion NIDs program, aimed at strengthening Israel's armed forces and ensuring its readiness for the next decade. Defense Ministry Director General Amir Baram emphasized the critical need to secure an air power edge for the future, highlighting the ongoing U.S.-Israel war on Iran as a reinforcement of their strategic relationship and the importance of advanced air capabilities. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated that the purchase reinforces Israel's overwhelming air superiority, which he claims has been demonstrated in recent conflicts. The deal involves acquiring a 4th F-35 squadron from Lockheed Martin and a 2nd squadron of F-15IAs from Boeing, with the next step being to finalize agreements with the U.S. government and military. Al Jazeera reports that the United States military has confirmed 2 of its service members are missing in Morocco. The incident occurred on Saturday near the Cap Draw training area, close to the city of Tantan, during the annual African Lion multinational military exercise. AFRICOM, the U.S. African Command, issued a statement indicating that search and rescue operations are currently underway. These efforts involve ground, air, and maritime assets from the United States, Morocco, and other countries participating in the large-scale drills. African Lion is described as the biggest annual joint military exercise conducted by the U.S. on the African continent, hosted by Morocco, Ghana, Senegal, and Tunisia. Its primary objective is to enhance interoperability among participants and build readiness for responding to crises and contingencies across Africa and globally. The specific circumstances of the disappearance remain under investigation. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.